Hi friends, hope you're having a great day, or at least a neutral day, because it's better to be in neutrality than to be overly excited and then go down to sadness. So that's a fluctuation from I love bliss, but why is it that I'm always in bliss or I crash down? So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to deal with depolarizing thought forms. I call it how to deal with anxiety because it's more catchy for YouTube search and matrix terms, but anxiety is just a sensation. It's a thought form that is not in alignment with truth, with source. So humans have called it anxiety because it became normal. But that's not your normal or natural state of being. It's not normal to not be excited or at peace. I heard this line from Aaron Abke actually. He said, and you can find him in YouTube, he's a great spiritual teacher. He said, joy is peace in motion, and peace is joy in stillness. And I was like, that's it. That really clicked. When we are in joy, we're just expressing peace in an accelerated way to create out of desire and expression. And when we're not in that bliss or joy, we can be at peace. That's the sweet spot. But anxieties is whatever goes beyond peace. So when we go down from that neutrality into a state of anxiety or depression or sadness or grief or wantingness, because anxiety can only be not acceptance of what is. We're either wanting something that is not here, or we are in regret and guilt of the past. Actually, it's not bad to be in regret of the past, that's fine, but to flow into a spiral of guilt, that will give you anxiety. So it's about always allowing yourself to be in acceptance of what is and not having any polarizing ideas of what's good or what's bad. You need to learn how to question your thoughts. Whenever we're in anxiety, it means that we haven't questioned our thinking, because it's a clear alarm of our higher self telling us whatever you're thinking, believing, or entertaining is not in alignment with how higher self sees you, with the truth of yourself. We're all here creating the reality of your liking, of our liking, with our thoughts. And this goes a bit into enlightenment teachings. The world is actually inside of you. You're projecting me in your reality because I'm a thought in your consciousness, and you're seeing me through the lens in which your higher self is trying to send you some codes to wake you up or to learn something from this experience. Otherwise, you wouldn't have clicked on the video. But everything in your reality, including the house I'm in right now, the cup I see, the computer I have right here, everything is just a projection of my mind. That's how manifestation works. Whatever we think we create into existence. So higher self is being of service to you by telling you this thought you're entertaining is going to create a reality that you don't prefer, so neutralize it, depolarize it. Let's see what else we have here. We don't have to wait till it's intense to wake up. So most people don't want to look and question at the thought forms because it's going to be too painful to see why this anxiety is coming up. But then if we bottle it up and we suppress the sensation, it's going to be worse, because then we're going to create a bigger catalyst. The catalyst can be as subtle as, I'm not in bliss right now. I'm not at peace right now. I'm worried about the future. I'm feeling guilt about the past. I'm feeling not worthy and feeling not good enough. Just one single thought of that should be subtle enough to be like, let's question this thought form. Is it what I'm believing true? We can break the spell to be, is it the thought that I'm entertaining about myself true? And if the program tells you yes, you can ask, is it absolutely true? Can I absolutely know? And that's the Byron Katie method that I love so much. And you're going to get an easy no, unless it's a really, really stubborn program. Can we change this thought? Can we drop it? Yes. What's the opposite of the thought? I am good enough. I always have what I want. I am source of all desire, so everything I need will come to me. And my highest excitement is the indication of my soul's blueprint manifesting in this realm. So yes, I'm worthy of all that I desire, from the space of integrity and honesty. Disclaimer. But I assume that if you're watching these, you're already in that space of integrity and honesty, and everything that you desire is going to come with that clear communication. So don't wait till the catalyst has to be as intense as you get sick, you get illness, you have a fight, you see something in your reality that you don't like. If you see something in your reality that you're not grateful for right now, it's a great opportunity to be like, okay, this is what I have created. Let's go question my subconscious. What do I truly want? Choose differently. It's like a program. You are the master programmer, and that's another video I'm planning. It's not this one, but I'm not gonna get into that here. So excited for that one. But you are the master programmer of your life, of your relationships. The codes, you are the codes. You're placing me as a code in your reality. So anxiety is just telling you the code that you're trying to place in the program right now. You're behind the computer programming your video game. It's not going to be beneficial for you. But it's not for you to freak out even more. It's for you to be like, oh, thank you, anxiety. And instantly you neutralize anxiety by being in gratitude. Thank you, anxiety. Don't even call it anxiety because you're giving it power to the program that is anxiety. Thank you, sensation, for showing me what I need to transcend to look at. What is it? Is this true? Truth feels good. Truth is expansion. Depolarizing the frequency of good or bad. Leakages of energy, working in acceptance. We don't accept nor reject consciousness. So it's also really tricky when we are in the frequency of, I accept everything that's pleasurable. And that's also a human program. Oh, I want pleasure, I want joy, I want excitement. What about when you are in an alley and it smells like shit? Or what about when you receive a message that something that you didn't want to happen is just about to happen? What about if a loved one passed away? What about if you lose some money in the, how do you call that? Things like you pay money in bolsa de valores in Spanish, in the stock market, that's it. What if you lose some money in the stock market? What if things don't go your way? That's just the thought forms of the past that are projecting and reflecting your reality, whatever it is that you created for yourself. So whenever that happens, you don't reject it. You're not like, oh, no, I don't want this, because it's already created. So you're going to create more resistance. And by saying, I don't want this, then you're going to recreate that situation further and further. And we're going quantum here. We're in this quantum multiverse playing with codes and interactions. So become curious and childlike and play-like. And this is my dream. It's exactly as if you were dreaming at night and having like an amazing dream. Or it can be a nightmare. You choose. But if it's a nightmare right now, wonderful. There's nowhere that deeper than you can go from the bottom. It's wonderful. We're at bottom. I'm so grateful for all my rock bottoms. You get to appreciate it because there's nothing else to lose. And actually, when you are not afraid to lose anything is when we feel that fire burning in our asses and we're like, I'm going to change my reality. I'm going to shift it. But we accept whatever it is. If we don't accept what is, if somebody sends you a message you don't want to see and you don't accept it right away, you're going to resist it. Oh, thank you. Wonderful. This is showing me my past thought form. I'm curious. Why would it be? And you become curious about everything. You don't reject it. You don't are in the frequency of wantingness, nor in like, I don't want it either, aversion. Because they're all polarities. And we're here to manifest from a place of non-duality, from a place of completion. There's no difference between pain, pleasure. There's no difference between sex and no sex. There's no difference between a wonderful ice cream or shit. It's all the same. It's just a different sensation. So when we start losing the wantingness for things and the aversion for things, we start seeing that everything is just a different shade of color. Everything is just a different flavor. But it's just a sensation, and we project if it's good, if it's bad. Of course you can have a preference. Of course you're going to prefer having ice cream than tasting shit, or you're going to prefer to have sex than not have sex, or you're going to prefer to live in your dream house and not in your dream house, if that's your preference. You're going to prefer to be in a nomad than being in an office, then that's a preference. But there's no difference, because when we create aversion between the opposite of those things, then it's when we recreate it and recreate it and recreate it. And we don't want that. We want to live in the frequency of all my desires, I'm worthy of them, so I'm going to create them right now, and they're coming in my field because I'm worthy of those. And when that happens, there's no reason to have anxiety, because you live in that frequency of excitement. When you're in that frequency of excitement, there's no reason to have anxiety. So if you have it, be grateful for the anxiety. What is this here trying to show me? What am I believing about myself that is not aligning with ultimate truth? What is it that I'm suppressing? What is it that I need to see? Am I really knowing and embodying that I live in a dream of consciousness? This is my coding. This is my programming. I can program the reality however I want. And everything that I haven't seen that is unconscious is being presented in my reality as a physical expression because it's trying to show me, look at your subconscious, look at your unconscious, question those beliefs, take out those weeds that are not creating your dreamlike reality, because we're here to live in a dream and to be either at peace or at joy. We can easily take ourselves to stillness and to be content and in a wave of presence like this, and just feel the ease and the sensations of the space, the void, because this is a void, and everything else that I was sharing was just an animation of my character for the purpose of service. But all that was shared was but a void. Because what you truly are is this background awareness of nothingness, of absolute peace, of perfection, of love. It is divine love. And when we anchor ourselves in this space of no mind, of non-thought, of non-space, we always have access to that. And anything else we do or be to feel that space, like me sharing in an excited tone for you to get the message of how to deal with anxiety, we can do that. But also we can take ourselves back into our center of being and know that everything else is just a projection. We're projecting the world that we want to experience. When the character is being animated with anxiety, it's just an indication that it's a program. Because the only animation that the character should have is the perfect expression of joy in whatever moment it wants to appear with that joy. And to allow that frequency, we should do whatever excites us. Because when we're doing what excites us, it's easy for that frequency to be allowed. So at the end, that presence, that God state, background awareness, merges with the human and the human personality. Then there's no need to have anxiety, and there's no need to be in constant shadow work, constant working on the non-self and self and non-self and self, because it's all the same thing. It's just guidance. And when we take that anxiety, that sensation as guidance, we can get better at inquiry. And inquiry is surgery of the programs. Surgery, it's like your soul, your higher self is having this amazing hospital, like amazing, the best doctor in the world, and he's taking your consciousness and putting it in the room, and he's doing surgery to your thought forms. Is it what I'm believing true? What benefit am I perceiving from the thought form I'm having right now? What benefit am I perceiving from the reality that I'm experiencing at the moment? What benefit am I perceiving from this projection? Because it's all a projection. It's a giant hallucination. It's a dream. And whatever we see in the dream that we don't like, that creates anxiety, or the anxiety comes from the past, the sensation of unease, disease, unworthiness, wantingness, lack, guilt, shame. It all comes from either past or future. That's why even the teachings of Eckhart Tolle I love so much, because it allows you to be in the present. I like to see it more as foreverness. Because then it's not right now, but it's a constant ongoingness. And contraction, it's a wonderful teacher. Anxiety, sadness, guilt, shame, anger, contraction. Because it is the indication of further expansion. It's like, let me look at my contraction to allow it to expand into what I truly am. And in that expansion, you become empty. And then you can be animated as you please with your intention. And when you're focused on your blueprint, in your intention, in what you came here to be, which is just to be in that frequency of divine love, everything else aligned itself for your benefit and the benefit of those around you, which are just your other aspects, because your reality is a projection of your mind. So the relationships you have around you, the job, the place you live, the food you eat, everything is just a thought. So you become the master programmer of your thought forms, and there your reality changes like this at will. And you can live 20 lifetimes in one lifetime because you know how to master your programming. You know how to say no to the thought forms that are less than love, less than joy, less than peace, by accepting them, not by rejecting them. Oh, I accept it, I look at it, I question it, and I choose differently. So you become a depolarizer of thought forms. There's no bad, there's no good, it's just preference. It's less preferable or less preferable, and I choose. And I can talk about this for like a month. But I think we got 17 minutes and it's good, and it repeats itself anyways. And I had a long list of things here, but I think it was all said. Next video is going to be about breaking through the matrix. It's always more of the same, but with different coding, different flavors, different approaches and perspectives. If you resonate with what I have said, if you have experienced this peace, this bliss, or this lower sensations, and you have been able to transmute them, or you're going in the process of doing it, or you want to learn more about it, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. If you didn't resonate with this at all, tell me too. I love to hear from all perceptions. All dreams of consciousness are valid. So don't be shy and let me know. If you feel called or inspired to book a session with me, a one-on-one shifting session in which we go through this surgery of consciousness and pull out the weeds to see how the programming is sabotaging yourself, so you can unlock yourself from these prisons, illusory prisons, and live in that creative flow of joy, abundance, and peace, my friend, because you deserve it. So thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in my next videos.